Do you like hot fudge sauce? I love hot fudge sauce. Let me tell you, I always have a container of hot fudge sauce in my refrigerator, and then I go in there and I secretly sneak bites of it every night. And I'm gonna show you how to make a really fun, really kind of different sundae with it. It's gonna use little puff pastry rounds, a scoop of ice cream, some strawberries, and hot fudge sauce. You're gonna love it. The first thing that you wanna do is cook some puff pastry, something you buy. Take it out of the freezer section. Unfold it onto a lightly floured surface. The whole thing about puff is it has to stay cold until it goes into the oven, and then it puffs right up in the oven and it's fabulous. Roll it out just a tiny bit. You wanna be able to get 6 3.5-inch rounds out of each sheet. A little bit more flour maybe? You don't want it to stick. Do I have flour all over me? I think I do. Then cut 3.5-inch rounds and put them onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. And this is gonna be the base for your fabulous sundae. Kind of dramatic and cool. And these are gonna bake at 375-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. They need to be puffed and golden and dry in the center. Just clean up a little bit because there's some more stuff you have to do over here. Nice and clean, ready to go. Make my hot fudge sauce, the best part of all. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I know. It's fattening, so what? Of course there's heavy cream in it. That's what makes it delicious. 1/4 cup of corn syrup. This actually really does help with the texture, so if you would be tempted to replace this with sugar, try not to. Pinch of salt. And then this can all go into a pot. Then add 1/2 stick of butter, unsalted butter, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, and 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Go onto the stove and bring it all to a boil and let it simmer until it gets nice and thickened. Stir that all together. While you're making your hot fudge sauce, why not use your time efficiently and toast some walnuts to put on your sundae? About 1/2 cup is all you're really gonna need. You can do this in the oven too, but since I already have my puff pastry in the oven, I don't really wanna open it, so I'm gonna do it on top of the stove. To be super efficient with my time, I'm gonna cut up some strawberries. Just remove the stem and the leaf topping, and then slice them up however you like. If they're not too sweet, you can macerate them with a little bit of sugar, which is what I'm gonna do. The great thing about this sundae is it's totally adaptable, and you could do this with bananas. That's how we originally developed it, but since it's summer, we thought we'd use strawberries. Let your personal tastes and the season tell you what to do. Okay, the hot fudge sauce has come to a boil. Just whisk it around, and then it's done. It just needs to cool a little bit. It can't be boiling hot when you serve it, or the ice cream will melt. The walnuts are almost done, so you want them to be fragrant, you know? You want it to smell like walnut. It doesn't quite smell like walnut yet, so I'm gonna let these sit for a sec and sprinkle a little bit of sugar on my what are these things called? Strawberries. If they're extremely sweet and juicy, you don't need to do this. They smell walnutty now. Just pour them out onto your cutting board. I'll chop them up a little bit. You could put whole walnuts on there, but I'm not gonna. That is it. I think the puffs are done. See how I timed that? Nice. Yes, look at that. Gorgeous. All right, these have to cool just a little bit. Assemble the rest of your ingredients. Carefully move all this stuff to the front. This needs to cool a little bit too. Everything just needs to cool a little bit. I'll go get the ice cream. Now for the fun part, the assembly and the eating, right? That's what I'm talking about. The eating part's the most fun, right? Take a puff, bottom of the bowl, scoop of ice cream. You want to? Have to. Vanilla ice cream, my flavor of choice with fruit desserts. Some of those delicious strawberries. Spoon them over the top. Then for the pièce de résistance, the hot fudge. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Nuts. Fantastic. Don't you just want to eat that right now? Screw dinner, eat this. No, I'm just kidding. Have dinner, but make it a healthy one, and then indulge at the end of dinner with this fantastic dessert.